right?
Business.
Business. Welcome to the Marc and Pete podcast, episode 10.
Episode 10.
If it's your first time viewing, this is we're a podcast about a couple of guys who talk about things, right?
All of the things.
Yeah, so many things for so long now. We've done 10 episodes, and so we thought it'd be appropriate to do like a retrospective and kind of see what we've learned, because our first episode was about how to do podcasting, because that was what we had been looking into. We'd already researched it, and first episode was pretty rough. We didn't do. We've learned a lot since then. So maybe 10 episodes later, we got more insight. Right?
Yeah, I feel like we've come a long way. We've had lessons learned.
Yeah,
and really getting into the best practices of podcasting and social media.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still say we haven't quite cracked the nut yet, right?
Oh, no.
But we're getting there. We're stressing the membrane. I feel.
Stressing the membrane.
Stressing the membrane.
Sounds sexual.
It's the membrane of the nut, Pete. Nothing sexual about it.
Are you still on that?
Yeah, I like to take a metaphor and keep it going. It's like you ever play the game where there's a balloon? It's inflated, not with helium, just with air, and you toss up the balloon and then it starts.
Yeah, it's a riot.
Knock it up. Yeah. One of the better games out there. So yeah, maybe we've got plenty of time. Let's go through a brief list of the episodes that we've shot so far. So the first one, right, was Marc and Pete master the art of podcasting, and we talked about how to do it, how we thought it should be done. We were probably wrong. I bet if we rewatched it, we would have different minds about a lot of the advice that we gave, because we gave this advice having never done it, right? So I mean, we didn't really know.
Yeah,
but we kind of spelled out our game plan. Just kind of talked about how we were doing things. It's pretty technical. We talk about like audio interfaces and microphones and cameras and stuff like that. But it was all right. It's our most viewed episode, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it wasn't too bad, but yeah, it's funny. We talk about like audio quality and stuff, and then you go watch it. The audio quality is like terrible. You can hear the air conditioner going and stuff.
Yeah, but that was in the old studio too. It was way back. So Mark moved apartments.
Moved apartment. I just moved one over. I was in the one over there. I moved over. It was a little bit bigger, so I'm using the second bedroom as the. So yeah. It was a lot of problems with audio quality. Definitely one of the things that was a big pain point for a while is the battery on the camera kept dying. You remember that?
Yeah, that was we almost lost a whole episode.
Yeah. Well, there's one episode, my birthday episode. Well, let's keep going through the episodes.
Yeah,
here.
Okay.
What was episode 2?
Our second episode, pretty ambitious. It was a discussion of art. Like our theme was we're going to talk about art and what is art. And some pretty heady, pretty academic stuff to try to tackle in just a 1 hour episode of podcasting.
Your phone just go off?
Yeah, vibrate.
Yeah, for when you're filming a podcast, most definitely. Fucking amateur. See, we're still learning. We're still figuring it out. But why did we do art? And that is ambitious for episode number 2.
I don't know, because we wanted to talk about something we're interested in.
Yeah, we love art, and we did cover it pretty extensely, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we could definitely revisit that.
Everything you need to know about art is in that episode. Yeah, it was all right, and that was also the birth of the meme segment, right? Because it was just kind of in that episode we looked at memes and described memes. And then we decided to make that its own show. So going forward, we filmed.
we've got memes midweek, usually Wednesday,
Yeah.
with the full episodes coming out on Mondays.
Yeah. So yeah, we did the meme thing on that one. We've been doing the meme episodes ever since. Yeah, and that's worked out. I mean, it hasn't. The numbers don't show that the meme episode thing was a good idea, but
It's definitely the most fun to do.
it seems like it was a good idea, which makes me think. I was telling Pete earlier. I think we need to add more structure to the podcast because I don't know. Sometimes it seems to get off the rails.
Well, okay, episode 3, buy high, sell low. We did have some structure to that because we had a list of stocks that we were researching.
Yeah, when we started the podcast, we had a Notion, like a shared Notion. It's like this
It's
app.
like a Google Doc.
You can take
kind of thing.
notes. Yeah, and we were adding to that, and we would kind of structure an episode. And then what? Now have we gotten lazy? Maybe we should bring that back. Bring back the Notion.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not a
I'd
bad
like
idea.
to know where you got the Notion.
I mean, as much as I like to think we couldn't just sit here and talk for an hour and be interesting and like sometimes funny, a little structure probably wouldn't hurt.
I think it would help. I think it's worth a try. I'm sure the Notion's still there, right?
Episode 4, we did it. Yeah, we still have it up. Episode 4, we did it again. We had all these, we were talking about apocalypse scenarios.
Oh, yeah. I remember we had them all listed
Remember we had
out.
like aliens and climate change and
Yeah.
topics like that. So that worked out pretty well too.
Yeah, episode 4 was good. That was episode 4 was the first one where we made a different thumbnail for right?
Oh yeah, that was a good idea.
The fancier
good.
thumbnail.
Yeah, we just use Figma for that.
Yeah. There's one website that cuts out the background of images for you. Remove.bg.
Yeah, we're pretty resourceful on the web.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, I feel like that was a good episode. I think that one's one of our more popular ones too, right? The apocalypse one.
It's up there. It's like, yeah, top tier, top 5.
What did we decide was the most likely apocalypse scenario?
We talked a lot about nuclear war,
Yeah,
but
that
I
sounds right.
think we decided it was climate change.
Have things cooled down around Russia? Because I mean, I haven't heard about the Ukraine conflict in a while.
That's the news for you.
Yeah.
You know, pay a lot of attention to something for like 2 months and then totally forget about it.
Yeah. It's been replaced with Kim Kardashian breaking up with
That jackass.
And now he's with Martha Stewart. See that image?
Is that true?
No. Yeah. Well, that's good. Glad things have cooled down. What did we do after the apocalypse one?
It was your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Birthday
your birthday,
episode.
and we had a whole episode about Mark.
Yeah, that one was good. That one flowed pretty nicely.
Yeah, and that got a lot of views because, like, I guess you have all these loved ones back in California who like
Yeah,
watched it.
They tuned in. Nice. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a good one. And this was around the time we'd fixed most of like the glaring audio video issues, right? Still a few things going haywire here and there. Well, no, actually, no, this is the one.
The battery died.
Yeah, where the battery died. So with these cameras, what can happen if the battery dies? It's like not done encoding the video that it's recording. So it spits out this different file format, which doesn't work. So I had to like download some software off the internet to like repair it, and it didn't work that well. It kind of worked, but like if you watch that episode, we're just like jumping around, all jittery jittery.
Isn't there like a stretch in there too, where we had to have a text overlay and it just says like the video file was corrupted?
Yeah, we put the overlay up for a while. And then,
Yeah, there's like a solid 10, almost 15 minutes of just
yeah, and
video
there's,
file was corrupted.
there's some stuff where there's no video, no image at all. It's just well, didn't we replaced some of it with the Matrix, right?
We did show.
That was the
clip from
apocalypse
The
episode.
Matrix.
Yeah, it also happened during the
Apocalypse
apocalypse episode. So we lost like 5 minutes or something. And we found this nice sequence on YouTube of a scene from There's just a scene from The Matrix, and that's when we got our first copyright claim.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a badge of honor, right? Your copyright claim.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got one of those last night too. We were doing a live video, which we need to stop doing that.
Yeah, I always regret it in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Wake up to an inbox full of like messages from people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I mean, some of them are like, oh, you guys are so funny. But then others are like,
What the hell's going on
what
here?
the hell why are you talking to me?
The crowd pleaser guy he really wants to get on with us.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's good.
Post good memes.
That was hilarious though. That one dude who joined us on the live and
He was eating spaghetti.
But he was being all he like wouldn't tell us. We had to guess.
Yeah.
Keep guessing. We did get to spaghetti pretty quick. I was proud of our guessing skills.
It just goes to show it's funny. It like you think you're really funny. Like it's easy to think you're really funny, and then you encounter a person like that, and they're just hilarious. He topped us hard.
Oh yeah, he was an absolute master of the craft.
Yeah.
I mean, he had props though. A bowl of spaghetti. It's pretty hilarious all on its own. When was the last time you had spaghetti?
Spaghetti. It's been a while.
No.
Yeah. It's not really my favorite form of pasta. It's kind of hard to eat. I'm much more a rigatoni fan.
Yeah, the noodles are pretty long in the spaghetti, huh? It's just so basic, that like, I don't know, growing up, I feel like my mom made spaghetti a lot, and then I would eat it there. Yeah, but you go to a restaurant, you're really going to order the spaghetti? You get something nicer than that. Carbonara is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite pasta. It's a good one.
Carbonara is great.
I know how to make it pretty well. Made it several times. The fun part is, in the way you do the kind of the sauce, you heat up the spaghetti, or you cook the noodles, and then while they're still hot, you crack an egg or two in there, and then it cooks just in the hot noodles.
I got real bad food poisoning doing that with some ramen once.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't crack the egg in time, and like it didn't cook enough, and I was sick as a dog.
You get salmonella?
Yeah.
Now, but people eat raw eggs sometimes.
I'm like 99% sure I got salmonella from that egg.
But don't people eat raw eggs? What's the deal with that?
What is the deal with airline food?
They always say, if you're making cookies, you shouldn't eat the raw cookie dough.
Yeah.
It's got the egg in it.
Then they made that cookie dough that's like safe to eat.
Yeah, it has no eggs in it. Yeah, you can get cookie dough ice cream now.
Shh, don't get me started on eggs, man. Eggs are so weird.
Yeah, I guess.
What do we talk about next? We did we talked about my Dungeons and Dragons character, which was super fun.
Yeah, that was a real weird one. Pete did a lot of talking in that episode about his Dungeons and Dragons character and just the lore. I don't know. Do you think we did a pretty good job of explaining what Dungeons and Dragons is?
No.
I think we did.
Again, such an ambitious topic. But incidentally, that thumbnail's really cool. But
yeah, probably definitely in the top 3 thumbnails.
Incidentally, this video did terribly.
Did it?
It just never really took off. Didn't perform like the others.
Seems to be about the same.
Who wants to listen to some nerd talk about his Dungeons and Dragons character?
Did better than well, it's all cumulative, right?
Try to say something nice.
It's I thought it was a good episode.
It was fun. It was fun. It's all that matters.
We talked about board games in general, and then we got a good Insta clip out of it with the
about Cards Against Humanity and Apples to Apples.
Yeah, that performed pretty well.
And how they suck.
And and so all the while we're doing these, there's the meme episodes in between, but then the next main. Oh, then we did the beers of Kansas City, right?
Yeah, that was a fun one too. That one was the first time we had to do like, well, besides the Notion doc, but we had to do like a bit of pre-production.
We had to go get a bunch of beers.
We had to go buy a bunch of beer.
Yeah, it was a real pain.
Yeah. I think I carried most of that beer.
I remember you did in a big cardboard box.
It was a real hot day.
I think I was walking Abby, wasn't it? No, maybe not, because we had to go into a brewery. Yeah, that was a fun one. It was our first kind of locally focused episode. It was all Kansas City beers.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like we're kind of getting that reputation as being like, you know, those guys from Kansas City.
Yeah, well, last episode we had Mr. Kansas City on as a guest.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a super interesting place to live. It's hard not to talk about it.
It is, right? Well, I mean, you know, what is more important than the place that you live, too? You know, you're constantly surrounded by it and covered in, you know, the dead skin of Kansas Cityans. No?
Oh, you're what?
All right, well, it might have been a strange way to describe it, but, yeah, it's all around us, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about the beers of Kansas City, which is great because it also plays into another stereotype that I feel like we've been typecasted into, like hipster IPA drinkers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we really fortified that one, if you will.
Ooh, nice pun.
Yeah, so that was a good episode, and what we're getting into this is pretty current, right? This is like this month.
Yeah, some of these don't feel like that long ago because next was the Sinclair episode in which we basically review our local gas station.
Doesn't get much more local than that. Yeah, we talk about the local gas station.
But we got some good engagement from that episode because I had people talk to me and they're like, "Oh yeah, the Sinclair." You know,
Yeah.
I have a crazy story about that too.
Yeah, everyone does. People were stopping you on the street. You know, they're like, "Oh, are you Pete from the Marc and Pete podcast?"
No,
Oh,
but
I just saw
that has happened. That has happened.
What?
You know, that Austin Mitch, what was his name? Remember we were walking to Starbucks and he bumped into us.
Yeah,
He was like, "Oh, I'm coming back from a kickball game or something." And
yeah, but they knew us because of that mixer we went to. Anyway,
I'm embellishing a little
Pete's
bit.
embellishing. Is that what's happening? I feel bad. I never texted.
I don't know. This feels like such a big part of my personality now.
I know. You picked up the phone. Someone called you the other day. I'm like some old friend of yours, Sergey.
Yeah.
And like the second thing out of Pete's mouth was, "Hey, I've got a podcast now."
Well, we were just chatting, you know, what's new, what you been up to. Me and Sergey, we go way back.
Yeah.
And
How
yeah,
far back?
this is hands down the most fulfilling, interesting thing I'm doing with my life right now.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's it. You got to have something.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that was the Windstar gas station episode, and then the most recent episode, right? The last episode. What was that?
Wow, that brings us up to this week. That was Rico, Mr. Kansas City.
Mr. Kansas City, who was our second guest. We also had
Yeah.
other Pete, lives in our building.
Nice Pete.
Happy Pete.
Original Pete.
Happy
Nah.
Pete, and then Sad Pete. That was one comment we got. It was, why isn't this called Joe Bro? Some people call me Joe Bro. It's a long story. And then
You gonna talk about how you changed your name?
Joe Bro and Sad Pete, because they the same people that call me Joe Bro. They call Pete Sad Pete for obvious reasons.
I'm not sure he's really our friend.
He is. He keeps wanting to hang out. Mike, Dirty Mike and the gang. We're gonna have him on the podcast. You not like Mike?
I don't like that he calls me Sad Pete.
Nah, it's funny. Yeah. So that was a good one, right? Rico was on, so yeah, he was our second guest, and he does not know how to work a mic. Rico, he's either way too close or way too far.
Real loud or super quiet.
Yeah, it's got to be a rough one, especially for the listeners. That one. I tried to like compress the audio to mitigate it, but he's just because it's the range, you know. It's not like he's just too far, you know. Like sometimes he's talking like this, and then the rest of the time he's talking like this. But it's like what can you do? What do you do with that? But wealth of knowledge. You gave a lot of directions to a lot of places.
Yeah, I know how to find the bathroom in Joe's now.
Yeah, funny guy.
But a great guest. Great guest.
And so we talked about Kansas City food. So the last 3 episodes have been Kansas City themed?
Yeah, we're getting more and more local.
I don't like it.
But again, there's just so much to talk about. We
Is
still
there?
want to do that episode on, like, Kansas City history, right? With, like, the mob.
Yeah, that would be a
Stuff.
good one. Yeah. I feel like we need to pepper in more, geographically neutral content, though. We can't. We're not a Kansas City podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that brings us up to this episode 10, the retrospective.
The retrospective.
And yeah, so definitely some lessons learned. The battery thing. So the battery kept dying on us. So the solution to that is you can get this thing. I didn't know it existed because there's like a mini USB on the camera, but it can't run off that because the camera is 9 volts and the USB is 5 volts. So it'll try and charge the battery, but it won't keep up. So you get this thing. It's like a dummy battery, and it's got a cable coming out. And there's like a little slot in the camera for the cable to come out of it. It all works real well. And so now it's just plugged into wall power mains. Don't have to worry about the battery dying anymore. It's pretty cool, huh?
Can you explain what a USB cable is for people listening? Because I legit heard from a girl the other week who did not know what a USB cable was.
So it's a universal serial bus.
Yeah.
And it's it's the thing you use to charge your phone or any other rechargeable electronic device, and sometimes used to transfer data as well.
Thanks. Some people
I
just
feel
don't know.
I feel like people know what a USB is. I don't know. Could be assuming. I was thinking maybe we could do, because I was thinking, I know a lot about like how the internet works and stuff.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So
Yeah.
do an internet episode. And the internet's big, right? Are people still using? It's where we host our podcast. The internet. So the battery thing, that was definitely something to figure out. Switch 2 originally was using a 32 gigabyte SD card, and when you're filming 4K video, that gets used up pretty quick. So now using 256 gigabytes, you get about five hours of recording time with that, which is still, man, it's crazy, Only 5 hours of video for a quarter terabyte.
These are big files.
Big files. Yeah, having tons of problem. I've got a small hard drive on my computer too. I told Pete he needs to buy a new hard drive, and when's that getting delivered, Pete?
You got to keep reminding me. I'm gonna forget.
Yeah. Well, figured out the SD card thing. Need more storage for the computer because I've had to delete some files now. Some of the final videos, they only exist on YouTube now.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. What can you do? What can you do, Pete? When your co-host won't order the fucking hard drive. Yeah. So what other hurdles did we have to get past? Battery, storage, audio. Yeah, we kept hearing the AC. And like the AC, you got to run the AC here. We got these big windows and real hot in Kansas City. But what we found is a de-esser you can run in your recording software. So I downloaded it. It was free, VST, and it does a real good job of removing the background hiss. And kind of tuned in. I keep trying to tune in the audio, but sometimes it feels like 1 step forward and 2 steps back. I feel like it ends up being really bassy. I don't know. But I know, because it's always like something you just want to get out of the way, so we can start editing the actual content, just like make the audio sound good. But it is probably pretty important, right? Some of our, some Marc and Pete enjoyers don't even watch us. They're only listening.
Oh, yeah, they listen to the audio version exclusively.
I feel like on like a laptop speaker or something, you can't really tell the difference between real good and not as great audio, but headphones you can really hear every little. Got to figure out how to get the pops.
Little click and pop.
No, get all those out of there. But working on it. If anyone has any advice, put it in the comments. What else were we dealing with?
I mean, and then distribution has been its whole thing.
Distribution is a pain because you gotta podcasts, right? You gotta do a host. You gotta host the RSS feed or something for the podcast. So we had to pick one.
So weird.
I don't know, I willy-nilly picked one called Asha. And I mean, it works. There's an upload size limit, so I can't just upload the WAV files. I have to convert them to MP3 to make them smaller, which is a pain. Like, why don't they just convert it to MP3 for you? And paying them like $15 a month to host this stuff. And I don't know. I guess they're a French company, or maybe French Canadian. I don't know. But the site, it gets translated to English, but it misses some things. Like the graphs and stuff. They don't get translated, so it's all in French. It's not too bad. It's just where it says day. It should be saying day. It says
jour.
Yeah. But yeah, so you gotta find a podcast host. And that's it's really the only thing you have to pay for. And then then you have to upload to YouTube separately. And then we're trying to market, so we're gonna make the little clips, little Instagram clips. We post those to Instagram, TikTok, and then now we're doing the YouTube shorts as well. So it's 3 places you gotta post. It takes a lot of time, and it's not fun. At least the editing is like creative work. You're making decisions. This is like data entry, which I'm not a fan.
That's why you've started making me do it.
Yeah. I usually finish up editing and then I switch seats with Pete and make him do that. He enjoys the grunt work, don't you, Pete?
Yeah, of course.
How's it been going? How are our numbies, Pete? Are we getting lots of viewers, lots of listeners?
I don't know. I think we're averaging like 20 views per YouTube video, and we were just saying we haven't looked at Asha really, right?
That sounds low.
It is kind of low.
20 views?
Yeah.
I mean, one time I posted a video of a lamp that I made, and it got more than 20 views.
I know. We put so much effort into this.
Yeah, you'd think just on the merit of the amount of work put in, we'd be rewarded by the algorithm.
Yeah.
Guess it doesn't work that way. But I don't know. Yeah, check our Asha. How are our Asha numbers doing? Yeah. You go to analytics or statistics. It looks spiky. What do we get? We've got 81 listens. What was that in the last month?
Last month.
81. That's you could fit all those listens onto an airplane.
So is that large or small?
Small. Not very good. We definitely have more than 81 on YouTube, right? Let's see our YouTube analytics. Yeah, 3,453 views on YouTube.
But like 2,500 of those came from a single video.
Yeah, does it matter though? Big number's big number, Pete. We've made it.
Just saying. Maybe we pivot to the short form content.
No, I don't think you can't sell anything there. You're gonna do a short with an advertiser, with an advertisement in it. The whole point of this long form is that we can plug like 3 different sponsors. So yeah, so we're getting tons of views on YouTube, right? Just blowing up on YouTube. Like we had one short.
Yeah,
that did really well.
The shorts have been good for us.
Yeah, because they're getting pushed out by the algorithm much more so than the long videos.
I sometimes wonder like what people's perception of our brand is, though, because people listen to the long episodes, like the actual episodes, and we sound like, I don't know, I think like fairly reasonable, fairly intelligent people. And then you have our meme episodes and they're just unhinged.
Well, I don't think so, Pete. I don't think we come off that intelligent in the the normal episodes.
Or at least coherent. We're talking about barbecue and beer
I guess.
and Dungeons and Dragons.
Is talking about memes.
We're talking
because
about
the memes are so off the wall.
tapeworm eclair.
That's such a good one. Yeah. No, I think it's cohesive. The brand image, right? Speaking of brand image, we do want to do merch. We asked before. Let us know what sort of merch you want. Do our listeners wear beanies? They wear T-shirts. What about wristbands? Huh? Those are due to come back. Like
Livestrong.
like the sweatband.
There's the ones that you like slap on.
No, like that. It's like a sock. Catches your sweat.
Oh, like a sweatband.
Yeah, sweatband. One says M. Other one it's got a P on it. Yeah.
Sure. Sweatbands, keychains, mugs.
Flamethrower. Muskie made the flamethrower, and
Spaceballs, the flamethrower.
People ate that up. Or, yeah, maybe if we just do, because we don't have that many followers, so we need to just do really big ticket items. Yeah, because we'll never get rich selling 5 T-shirts, but 5 houses. Huh? The Marc and Pete mansions.
It's a business, man.
Yeah, let's get into real estate.
Business.
Yeah. All of our houses have some sort of special attribute.
Kidney-shaped pool.
All Marc and Pete houses have a kidney-shaped pool. For some reason. It's a nice feature in a house? An atrium? I used to live in a house with an atrium.
What's that?
Oh, they're the greatest. So it's like the house is a big square, and in the middle of the square, there's a patio. It's all surrounded by a house. There was a tree growing in it. So you got some nice shade in there. It was a nice little place to hang out. The atrium.
My high school had a courtyard. It was really cool.
Is that a similar sort of thing?
Yeah, it was like in the middle of the building.
Yeah. An atrium is like a small courtyard. Yeah, it was cool. Ours was, so there was like a living room, big windows that face into the atrium. So that looked cool. And one time we had a house show, and we could have just like played in the atrium, but we were worried about the noise, so we wanted to do it inside. So we moved all of the furniture, just like 1-to-1 where it was in the living room, into the atrium. So we had like
you could play in the living room.
Yeah, so we played in the living room. We had the stage and stuff in the living room, and then the atrium had like a TV and a couch and some chairs. Just looking like a living room. It was a dope party.
Cool. I love indoors outside, because we don't. The one thing about this building is no balconies, no patios, no communal space.
Well, there is that one landing at the bottom of the stairs, and on your floor. I think it's on your floor.
But I mean, like specifically outdoors area.
Well, there's the alley.
There's the alley.
Well, you don't like the alley? It's not up to your alley.
I just like a private space.
Yeah. You don't like the homeless folks walking past? The crackheads?
It's a little scary. Gets a little scary at night.
Remember that one time we got surrounded by those backwoods Missouri people? That was terrifying. It was like that one, The Hills Have Eyes, Like all of them, they were all like a little bit strange.
Yeah.
Good old that. Well, what were we saying? What were we talking about? You like a balcony? Or you want a private outdoor area?
Yeah.
For you to smoke your cigarettes or what?
No, just to get some fresh air, Which is code for smoking cigarettes. I don't smoke.
Yeah, I know. It is. Also, the windows don't open in any of the places here. Well, some places. But I've lived in 2 apartments in this building, and I've yet to open a window.
At my old job, there's this hospital administrator whose office was like right next to my desk, and he'd always tell me, the windows don't open. And I think he was saying like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you're going to want to kill yourself working here.
Is that what he was going for?
Yeah.
No, maybe he was saying because so many people try to kill themselves working there.
He had a very bleak attitude.
cool. Yeah, I worked with this one guy who's a reporter at this newspaper I worked at. And there just been like a bunch of fires in the town. And we were up on the 3rd floor in this building. And there was an emergency exit, but it was locked. And he made the biggest fuss about how that's locked and unsafe in the event of a fire. And they fired him. Yeah.
That seems like a perfectly reasonable objection.
Yeah, I know. I guess the way he went about it, though, he just like...
He was a reporter? That's like a reporter's job.
I know, right? Yeah. He reported it, and they offed him. Yeah, he'd been there for like 20 years, too. It's crazy. Pretty crazy. Well, what can you do?
Make a podcast about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. What sort of hopes and dreams do you have for the podcast, Pete?
I am gonna be kind of. I mean, this is kind of cheesy, but I just really like the audience engagement.
What does that mean?
I love those comments. I love getting comments.
Your dream is that there will be more comments.
Yeah, I hope people come to us for entertainment, to feel maybe a sense of togetherness. I said it was cheesy.
Yeah. Well, you followed through with it. That's good. I would like to see us get some sponsors, and for it to make at least enough money to where I don't have to edit it anymore. Because then it would be, if we could just pay someone to edit it, the amount of content we could create. Because this part's easy. You just sit here in front of a microphone and wah, 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 wah. Could do that all day. The editing
Takes 3 times as long.
Oh, it's so grueling. Yeah. Gonna have to do it tomorrow.
And there goes Sunday.
Another weekend gone. Yeah. Well, good job.
Yep.
Good job, us.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. Good job.
Yep. Oh, we won a contest. Tell them about the contest.
Oh, yeah. So Mark and I make some music sometimes, and we submitted a song to this like open call for electronic music.
Yeah.
And we won. And the song's going to be like choreographed and produced into a music video.
Interpretive dance video by ballet dancers. Should be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, for me, top 3 childhood dreams. I always wanted to be like a music video producer, right?
Not me. No, that's not what I wanted to do. But hey, yeah, it works out for you. We might go over to the shoot. Maybe we should film it.
Yeah, they invited us to come see, and yeah, the whole song's about like robots and stuff.
Yeah,
and there's a whole story to it. I'm not sure that they grasped that when they listened to it, or maybe they did. Maybe they understood it completely.
I think they did.
I'm just expecting to see. I want to see cardboard box robot heads.
Yeah, you're not going to get that
on some ballerinas. That's that's
too much.
My vision.
Too much to ask for. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so the music thing's really taken off as well. And we talked to the folks at the pairing, so we might have a gig lined up. It's all coming together. We got a lot of irons in the fire.
You gotta
be fresh.
Yeah,
they're supposed to give us $200 too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got to give them the Venmo or something.
All right. Well, that was the Marc and Pete podcast. Thanks for coming by.
Oh, do the thing. Remember, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and especially YouTube. So you got to do the thing, or people won't know.
Well, and also like and subscribe. You made it this far. Hit the like. We do this every week. The rest of our lives.
Yep.